Okay, are we live? Sorry guys, I'm still at the other house. I went swimming and then I got freezing, so I started a fire here. I have a beautiful fire going. And then I just started doing some work, but I want to make sure that, let me see here, that I'm online and that I'm live, because I'm seeing it saying like I had a live at 8 o'clock or something. I didn't have a live at 8 o'clock. Let me see what's going on. New channel, YouTube Studio. Okay, let's see what's going on. Alright, so I don't know where it's got me having that live, that other live. Alright, I want to talk about, hi Margot, some stuff here, okay? I'm going to talk about this one time because I want the truth out there, and it's just outrageous. Can you hear me, Margot? Just let me know you can hear me. Okay, good. All right, so I believe, I'm not even sure of the month. I know that it was in the winter. Guys, it was in the winter, and BBT Boston had been live for a very long time, hours. Her assistant was not home. She was streaming alone. It was the literal early morning hours. Hi, Greg Ellick, how are you? 4 or maybe it was even 5 in the morning. What I do remember is that I was in bed and something had me put my phone on. And at that time, I heard my voice. Hi, Tammy Flo. I heard another voice in the background, my husband. And I heard BBT say, Carolyn doesn't even know that I have this. But see, yes, Carolyn did know. Carolyn did know that you taped phone conversations. If you remember, my husband said that a long time ago. See, we knew she had them, but we never thought she would not, that she would lack the common sense and play them. But she was, there she was at whatever time it was that winter morning, and Jimmy and I both sat up in bed, and I made a beeline for my computer because I knew once somebody found out what happened, that she played this, that video was going to be deleted. So the first thing I did was take a recording of it while it happened. I rewinded it back, took a recording of it. And then what happened, she didn't delete it right away. And I was able to get I think I got the entire clip, or I took something that clipped that portion of it. And I think I did end up getting the whole clip because it was up for a little while. With that, I went to the police department. Now let me tell you that she said, and I have the clip of this, okay? That she said in there, Carolyn doesn't know I have this, and I'm gonna play this every night, and It was a sinister laugh, and it was taunting, and it was on the how many years, and she had had a channel that did nothing. Even her own people said, can we talk about something else? That talked about me incessantly, that even talked about my kids and talked about my life and talked about my son, my deceased son, and she most certainly did speak about my deceased son. I have the videos. BBT Boston, I have the videos. My whole family was discussed by you. And I was your only content. Until when? Well, here's what BBT lies about. She's now playing the victim, okay? She's not telling her people or reminding them what that video that I brought down to the police said. No. She's saying that Carolyn destroyed her life, and she's trying to relate to what's being done to me to this. No, you don't really get it, do you? I don't talk about any of you. I don't tear any of you apart for your features, for your looks. I just want to do my thing. You don't understand. It is you guys that are obsessed with me, will not stop talking about me, will not stop making videos about me, will not leave me alone. That's the number one difference between us, okay? The number two is that I'm not harassing you. You want to make a big deal with the @ symbols? That's harassment. When someone is tagging you and they're putting the @ symbol with your channel, that means you're getting a notification. Hey, guess what? BBT tagged you again in a video that's mocking you again. BBT tagged you again. That is harassment. You can go on there and say it's not. BBT is spinning and spinning and spinning this. And anybody that believes that she said I was sworn under oath, okay? And the reason that she was off YouTube was because I said she spoke about my deceased son while I was under oath and being sworn in, and she's telling them she did not speak about my deceased son, but that's why she was taken off of YouTube. Yeah. Don't think that's what it was, because I never went to the courthouse, BBT. I was never sworn, nor did I ever testify. Okay? Unlike what Randy said, that I was the plaintiff in the case, I was not the plaintiff in the case. The assistant DA in Massachusetts, in Middlesex County, they prosecuted the case. They did. Once they found out about the wiretapping, it was out of my hands. So when Randy said I could just take the case back, how come Randy doesn't say this about anybody else's case? Isn't that funny that I'm to take the case back, to withdraw it, but anybody else that files a lawsuit, they should just see it through, right? BBT would not stop the harassment. And you can even ask my people. At one point, you see, when she had a stop abuse order, which she did, that's why she could not talk about me. I didn't have any order that I wouldn't talk about her, but I didn't, because I don't talk about them, even though they constantly say that I talk about them every day. Those of us know, we know that I don't. But anyway, she got a stop abuse order. And let's talk about Lark. Lark has some kind of protection order. But see, that's not a focus of hers right now. Because VBT has always been obsessed with me. So while we thought, okay, maybe in all these months that she has not been able to talk about me, she's going to stop this. And yet I was getting emails from people that used to be with her that were sending me her videos, that were sending me her text messages of stuff she was saying right after the court, saying that she's going to go right back on it. She's not going to miss a beat. And do you know, at some point during this, where she had to remove all of her videos of me, she couldn't speak of me. At that point, and the judge did tell her, because I did do one thing. I made a victim's impact statement. Yeah. And after I made my victim's impact statement, the judge told her, because they had her off like completely, you can go on YouTube. Something like, I'm just going to not be verbatim because I wouldn't recommend it, but if you do, I would be very, very careful, because you heard that woman speak and she had a stop abuse order. And so the judge told her, if you mention her, she is going to bring that right back to the ADA. And you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And I heard her say, oh, I understand that. So for 9+ months, she couldn't speak of me. She couldn't make videos about me. But she started putting in little things like counting down the days. Oh, in 9 months and such amount of days, I'm going to go back and do this. In 8 months, such and such days, I'm going to go back and do this. In 7 months, such and such a day, I'm going to go back and do this. But she wasn't allowed to speak of me. And there was even a point, and I can't, my memory sometimes is not the best. It's grief brain, I don't know what it is, but I can't remember. Like, I know that there was a time, trying to remember what was going on. Something was going on, and she was getting attacked by someone. And she was calling someone out. And I've always told you, if it's my fault with something, it's I give too many people who don't deserve it second chances. I give too many people the benefit of the doubt. I give just too many people I feel sorry for. And I actually felt sorry for her. Okay? I actually did. Now, had she at that time, if she had any time, would have said, I'm sorry, look, let's just stop this. Let's not do this anymore. I'm sorry. You know, that's it. That would have been it for me. So when some of the people that attacked me started doing stuff to her, I felt myself feeling sorry for her. And somebody on her side even came to me and gave me some information, was giving her some information. And they asked me if I had a certain video that would assist BBT in an issue that she was going through with another creator that was attacking her. And I honestly went through all of my videos that I have, and I didn't have that one. I didn't have that one because, you see, I only keep videos that have to do with harassment of me. Okay, I mean, like, I'm not just going to keep every single video if someone does, right? But I honestly, I looked and looked and looked for this video. I wanted to help this person out. At the time, the stop abuse order stopped this person from talking about me. And all of the videos they had made about me in the past had to be taken down. So, in my idyllic mind, I let myself think that she was going to cease talking about me. But as soon as I let myself fall into that, I forget what it was. I didn't have the video. I couldn't help in that way. She did something that in 1 minute let me know that, oh, she was like a viper just waiting to strike. That it was just the stop abuse order that it was just the stop abuse order that was keeping her at bay. And I thought for a minute, man, what the heck is wrong with you, Carolyn? Because you were almost believing this person, you know, had some empathy, had remorse, had something that was not, but no, you know, that she didn't have. So cut to the chase, that someone from here, a moderator that used to be here, who left here, went straight over there, and then became enmeshed with Boston, right? Became enmeshed with her. But then there was a falling out. There was a parting of the ways, and it was really bad parting of the ways. And so this person started to post these very, very volatile posts regarding Boston. And she was claiming that she was being doxxed, and in turn was just, it was like verbal diarrhea, doxing, using racial slurs, just the most vile posts you can imagine. Now, at the time that she was making these community posts, this is not Boston I'm talking about, this is that moderator that we had in common. While that moderator, that ex-moderator for both of us, was making these vile posts, and that please know that ex-moderator had no love for me. None. Zero, zip, nada. In fact, she talked out of two sides of her mouth to me. She wanted my help with something. She wanted my help with something, but I would see her on other things, and she would be saying horrible things. Meanwhile, she's emailing me, telling me, let's get together and bury this "see you next Tuesday," though she wrote that out. Then 1 minute say, I don't agree with them, attacking a family or something. Boom, on another channel saying horrible things about my husband. So this moderator, this ex-moderator for both of us, was completely unhinged, to the point now, okay, that this ex-moderator that had done horrific things to me was saying them all over the place. I started to feel like she was going to end up in a really, 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 really bad place. So while Boston says that I didn't see something, say something, and she bases this on what? I didn't talk about the court case while the court case and the stop abuse order was in effect. Well, that stop abuse order has just come off of her, and she wasted no time but to get on there and start again with her harassment of me, with her lies of me. She's just gone right into it. Now, in spilling these lies, and I'm going to do what Bill Eddy said, I'm going to tell you the truth. You can hear what she says, you can hear what I say. You can go down to the courthouse and see what you can find out. I was never sworn under oath, and I never testified, as she's saying. She's saying that she was taken off of YouTube because I testified that she did things that she didn't do. That's a lie. I was never in that courthouse. I never testified under oath. So why is she lying? Tell me why she's lying. The only thing I did in that courthouse from Zoom is make a victim's impact statement. I was not the plaintiff. The assistant DA was the one that was prosecuting the case, to which she has said, I had a relationship. What does that mean? With the assistant DA. You can take that to mean a lot of things, right? That I had a relationship with the assistant DA. And I was given a victim's witness advocate. And I did speak with the ADA that was prosecuting the case. And they did receive the evidence because I had to bring that video clip to the New York State Police. I had to give a statement there at the police station. They then took that clip and they gave it to the police in her jurisdiction. And then they got the ADA involved. And it was for them to decide whether they wanted to move forward and charge her. And they did. And that was their decision. It was out of my hands when I gave that to the police. And she should know that I could have pushed for a jury trial. okay? I could have pushed for a jury trial, to which, if she was convicted, we go look up for wiretapping in Massachusetts. But instead, we accepted a plea, and they put a stop abuse order on her. It was a period of 9 months. And I said to the assistant DA, when that stop abuse order comes off of her, I know she will go right back to doing what she did. You see, and they assured me, and her probation officer called me right away, and they assured me that, oh no, I don't think she would do that, right? I don't think she would do that. I think all this time, but it's exactly what she did. It's exactly what she did. And in explaining this, she's explaining away the facts of the case. So now I was sworn under oath. I told them something, and that's why her YouTube was disabled. I told them something under oath. This is what she said. I went to court and I lied under oath. Say, okay, that's a lie because it never happened. And then she said, I could have retracted the case, or why did I do this? But she doesn't tell her people that she said, hey, I have this recorded conversation that I recorded of Carolyn and Jimmy, and I'm going to play it every single night. She doesn't remind her people that she did that she, every night, was going on and on and on about me. I don't know what's going on. So, it's crazy, okay? But she didn't stop. She's right back at it. And worse yet, she's not saying the facts. No, she's trying to make herself, to make it look like she is a victim here. She is the victim. She doesn't say, I went from how many years doing nothing but attacking Carolyn and her family every single night, every single night, every single night, until one night that I played an illegal recording in the state of Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a two-party state. She recorded us without our permission, and one night when she was not with anybody there, played it and then taunted. She doesn't say, I was really, really a fool to have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I guess maybe I should have worked on some things and moved on and not went after Carolyn and her family every single night. She most certainly said things about my son that passed, and I believe she even went so far as she put them in comments that if I look in my screenshots, I think there's comments there. She most certainly said how she thought he passed, how I was lying about it. Okay? She most certainly said that. But now she's telling everybody she most certainly did not say that. And they're eating it up. So I'm going to do what Bill Eddy said, and I'm going to put the truth out in a matter-of-fact way, and then I'm going to move on. I'm not going to go on to this every night. I will just direct people back here. You want to hear the truth? It's in this video. I never testified under oath. I never went to the courthouse. It was not my case that I was not the plaintiff. I was the witness for the prosecution. But there wasn't a trial because she took a plea deal. So I never testified under oath, as she's saying. And so when these people are like appalled that I testified under oath of something, and then that something got her channel removed, that's not true. That is not true. But anyway, let me see. I want to go on to this moderator thing, because this is very important, because now she's saying, well, I want to clear up this Wendy V thing. I don't think she knows who Wendy V is, or she is not aware that Wendy V made a video that called to task the very people that used a situation where a young girl is no longer with us, and they exploited that tragedy and made it something that it wasn't. And when Wendy V called these people out, I was happy that Wendy V called those people out. I have no problem with Wendy V. But if you listen to Boston says I do. Because Boston doesn't know what I'm talking about. So instead of just saying, I don't know what Carolyn's talking about or who she's talking about, it's Natasha Cooper that I wrote the thank you note to, Boston, not Wendy V. It was Natasha Cooper. So I was very thankful that Wendy V took a stand on that. And I want to clear that up, because she's going around and saying that I was then not happy with Wendy V and thinking that Wendy V did this. No, the person I was speaking about that I said took a stand for me, and albeit that it was probably for ulterior motives, at the time we were going through horrific things, and I was struggling with my regular grief from having lost a child at the holidays, and then this horrific tragedy, and then have these people take this, knowing the facts and distorting them, with someone even coming in their own chat and saying, hey, that's not the way it went down. Hey, I don't think you have this right. They continued to distort the facts and try to make out that my husband killed someone. And all it would take is one deranged individual who would believe that my husband killed someone, and maybe want to settle a score. And maybe they would take one of my children out. So that is insane. that she's now distorting all of that. So I want to clear that up. Number one, no, I have nothing against Wendy V. I appreciate what Wendy V did. I appreciate she called these people out. And I appreciate that she recognized that. I still do appreciate that Natasha Cooper called it out. I know that from what went on after and things that were said by Natasha Cooper, that was a self-serving thing to do. Nonetheless, I appreciated it. It meant a lot to me at the time, and I did send her a thank you email, thanking her, telling her that I know that her and I are not friends, that it's a shocker. Hi, you're getting an email from me. Our family is going through a very, very tough time, and I appreciate that you called them out for this. I appreciate that. I still do. So she had all of that wrong. She had all of that wrong. Now let me go to my last point, which is the moderator or ex-moderator that we shared, Lark. I told you that I care about people. I have a lot of empathy. Gets me in a lot of trouble. As I said, I give people far too many chances, and a lot of times I get drawn in by people who are not sincere, who I give those second chances to. But when I saw Lark going off the rails, I thought something bad is going to happen. Something really, really bad is going to happen to her. Now, while Boston says that I didn't see something, say something, and take a stand for her kids, I want to know, number one, where did you all take a stand for my kids? When held to the no, BBT, I never saw you ever take a stand for my kids the way that Voices in My Head did. I never saw you go over there when she was blackmailing me with my son Michael. I never saw you take a stand for me, ever. I never saw any of you that called out what Lark did. It's the same thing with you guys. It's always the same thing. Until it happens to you, then the whole world must stop. But the difference between you and me is that I do the right thing. And just because you didn't see it in public, I'll tell you what I did do. BBT, where did you think I was going to take that stand? Do you think I was going to discuss you on my channel when we were still in a court situation? You had a stop abuse order? Lark didn't allow comments on her posts. I called Lark. I called Lark. Just because you don't see something or know about it doesn't mean someone didn't try to, number one, get Lark some help, because I did care about her and I did see her spiraling out of control. And like I said, I don't hate anyone, because hate is something that will rip you up from the inside out. and I care about people, even people that have done me wrong. And if I see someone like Lark spiraling out of control, I did call. And I can show my phone records. I did call Lark. And I did express my concern. And I said, please stop. Please stop. Don't do this. I don't know what's going on. Don't do this. This is not good. It's not going to end well. So because you don't see something doesn't mean someone didn't do something. So I'll ask you again, BBT, why didn't you stand up when Held to the No made a video that said she was still laughing about the day I got the call that my son died? I didn't see you then say, stop it, Held to the No, this is too much. How come you didn't say something, BBT, when voices in my head said something? When she went after my older kids and tried to blackmail me with them and went through their Facebooks and said horrible things about them. Why didn't you go over there, BBT, and say something then? Because you're still worried about kids. No, you're only worried about your kids. That's the only kids you're worried about. I was the one that took a stand. So while you're over there saying stuff you know nothing about, I called Lark. And I would care and do care when kids are brought into this and when they are being used and when they are being bullied and when they are being called out. But very few people stood up for my kids being abused. Very few people stood up for my kids being bullied. All of you that want to have the self-righteous horses that you're riding around, prancing around, posting that post about BBT's kids, the very people that posted those is the very people that are abusing my children. And I don't see you taking a stand, BBT and Deb. I don't see either of you taking a stand or anybody in your chat taking a stand. See something, say something. Yeah, that's what I do. That's not what the people that are mouthing off do. Lark, I am worried about you. I will say that. I am worried about you. I think you need a lot of help. I hope that you get it. I pray that you get it. I don't know what it is that you're going through. But posting those posts and writing those things that you're writing and going after anyone's kids or family members is not the way to do it. And you are crying out for help. If I could help you, I've reached out to you. Even after all of the things you said about me, if you needed my help and you honestly wanted to get help, I would help you. And the sad thing is that if Boston would say to me, Carolyn, I'm sorry. Can we just stop? Because I do care about people. I do care about her kids. I don't ever want to see anybody's kids brought in and used as pawns or abused in any way. They're beautiful kids. They all are. Lark's kids, Boston's kids, my kids, everybody's kids. But it's just too much. And now she's going to start every night. And like I said, this is going to be it. I'm taking the advice of Bill Eddy. I'm pushing back on lies with the truth. I don't know what else she's saying, but I implore you that if you hear anything she's saying about this court case, and it sounds just a little bit off, that, oh, really, the prosecutor just decided to prosecute a case because Carolyn said XYZ, I can guarantee you that's not the way it works. They had the evidence. They decided that it warranted her to be charged. She took a plea deal. They put a stop abuse order into effect. I didn't testify. I also could not have withdrawn the case. It wasn't my case. Let her be honest as well about what she said that night and the threats she said that night, and that she had been making videos for years, relentlessly harassing me and not stopping. Her own people left her because she wouldn't stop. They left her because she wouldn't stop. And yet, she kept going. And one night, she made a mistake. A big, big, big mistake. And then proceeded to taunt me and tell me and Jimmy that I'm going to do this every night. I'm going to play this. Carolyn didn't know that I have this, and I have this, and nobody was there to stop her. And instead of taking the responsibility, she's trying to rewrite history. And she's telling them that's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not why Carolyn went to court, because she said I talked about her son. That's what she's saying. That Carolyn testified that I talked about her son, and that's why they took my YouTube channel down. That Carolyn testified under oath this, and that's why they did that. And that's not the truth. It was wiretapping. That's what it was. And I did not give Wendy or Randy your court records. And I didn't appreciate Wendy or Randy speaking on them because they knew nothing about them. And I can only imagine that they got them from Pink. But that's just a thought. So, I don't know what other lies are out there. Those are the, let me see here. lie that the case filed effed up her life. The case was filed because you were effing up my life. That's the truth, Boston. You were trying to F up my life. And you had been making videos consistently about me and my family for well over, 2 years before you played this wiretap? So stop telling people that I filed this case to F up your life. The ADA of Massachusetts filed the case, prosecuted the case, and accepted your plea deal. I was a witness for the prosecution. I had a victim's witness advocate. I made a victim's impact statement via Zoom. The only thing I did in that case, never testified under oath. So, Elizabeth G., I saw your comment that you made that you'll never darken the door of this channel again, and you stood up for me and felt sorry for me after what HTTN has been doing to me. Elizabeth G., nothing has changed. I'm still who I am. I feel sorry that you would judge me and say those things thinking you knew the truth. Just because BBT says something, it doesn't make it the truth. And what she told you about me testifying under oath and trying to F up her life, it's not true. It didn't happen. So you're hating me for something I didn't do. But that's on you. And I still do like you, Elizabeth G. It makes me real sad, really sad, that you would take that stance without even speaking with me. It's really sad that you just accept something as truth without any proof. Sad, it really is. But that's on you, and whatever decision you make, that's what it is. Let's see. So let me see. Oh, that I have a problem with the judge in another case and saying that judge belongs to another creator. BBT, I don't know if you really understand the legal system. The judge is impartial. The judge hears both sides. Okay, BBT? You called the judge somebody else's judge and said that I said I had a problem. I don't have a problem with the judge in the other case. Why would you say such a thing? Tell me why you would say any such thing, that I have a problem with the judge in the other case. I like the judge very much in the other case, and I have zero problems with him. But then again, that is something that BBT is saying that is not true. 100% not true. I don't discuss that other case, just as I didn't discuss our case. So let me see. I think I have, based on all that I've said. Lark, I really do hope that you get some help. I really do hope that. It saddens me. It really does. The way that what I see, it really does. BBT, I really hope you'll just stop. I really hope you'll just stop lying about me and just stop. Hang it up. Enough is enough. You've attacked me. You've attacked my family for freaking years. For what, BBT? I want to know for what. For what? To teach me a lesson that you should have been my guest host, my co-host, What is this for, BBT? What is this for? This is insane. So this is just insane. And I really do wish you could just stop. Just stop. You're just going to play my videos every day, and you're all going to have a fest. Oh, I'm making fun of her. It's so good. And you know, some of these people who I thought were so much better, Sandy Law just loves it. She wallows in it. She loves it. It's really sad, Sandy Law. I thought you were a different person. I never knew you had so much hate and animosity and vengeance and just such a hateful person. You really played me, didn't you? All that stuff about being so thankful for the countertops and being so scared of Tammy McD and all this stuff, and you're so fragile and so scared of people, and you called me up and come on. It's really sad. Most of you are not anybody that you said you were. And you're just going to sit there and go on and, you know, Sherry, I really hope that you don't sit there and bash me. And I'm not talking about Sherry M. I'm talking about Sherry with a Y. Because, Regina, I hope you don't sit there and condone that. Really hope that you don't sit there and condone that. Because you're not being told the truth. Elizabeth G., I hope that you take a look about what you're being told. BBT Boston, I wish you'd just stop this now. Look at how many years you have gone after me. For what? You don't tell them about your death threats to me, right? I was just supposed to accept those death threats. You were what, joking? Oh, they weren't you? Remember all the things you said? I still have them on my phone, BBT, exactly as you left them to me. I was flabbergasted by those death threats. I'm the one that you attacked, yet you're sitting here after 5 years and you are still on the same thing. To what end? To what end, BBT? And the sad thing is, and I'm not the only one that hears it, BBT still likes me. BBT, in her own way, this was born because she liked me. And I've had other people say it to me. I've had other people say it to me. And I feel sorry about that. I really do. I feel sorry that somehow a comment that you took the wrong way, that you thought I said Sarah Smiles, and you know that the irony is not lost on me that Sarah Smiles 5 years down the road is the one that Wendy blamed for being sin or something like that, okay? Well, it hasn't been lost on me because BBT thought I said she was Sarah Smiles. And that is what unleashed the death threats. And that is not at all what I said. I never thought BBT was Sarah Smiles. Have you ever heard Sarah Smiles speak? She doesn't speak at all like BBT. But BBT went off to the races. And instead of waiting until I could answer the phone, she started to leave all these death threats on my phone and all these nasty things that she doesn't play, G-word little YouTube game. She plays real life, sister. You're effed. You're capped. Okay? You're dead. All of that. And I still tried to smooth it over with her. And there was no talking to her. And that's the conversation she wiretapped. But you just tell me, if you truly believe that it's justified for 5 years to attack a person day in, day out, for what reason? Because I didn't make her a co-host? Because she misunderstood and thought I said she was Sarah Smiles? You do realize how absolutely insane this is, do you not? I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. If you think it's not crazy, to carry on for 5 years, move on, BBT. Do you know, BBT, if you created real content, you could have done a lot of things in 5 years. You really could have. But you've had a tunnel vision on me. Tunnel vision. Until the court told you couldn't speak of me. And then you had tunnel vision on another creator. It's just like, you gotta move on. You gotta stop. You have to stop. And I'd be willing, and always have been, to say, let's just stop. But see, I don't talk about you. That's the thing. I have always moved on. So it's not like I can say to you, hey, how about we just don't talk about each other? Because I don't talk about you, any of you. But you're all obsessed, day in, day out, on me. So then what do I say? Could you stop? Could you leave me alone? Could you move on with your life now? Is 5 years of what you've done enough? Just stop. Really, just stop. Go do something. Go make some other content. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I can't let somebody lie about a legal proceeding and lie that I'm taking Bill Eddy's advice. I'm going to push back on the lie. I'm going to bring the truth, and someone should then investigate further. Go down and go get the court records. Go see that I never testified. Go call the ADA's office and find out, okay, who prosecuted the case. Find out if I was the plaintiff, if I was ever sworn in and was gave a testimony as she's telling you. Go find out the facts, Elizabeth G., before you make a rash statement and say, I will never darken that channel's door. I can't believe she went to court and lied about you. Because it didn't happen. So you're condemning me, Elizabeth G., for something I didn't do. Right? And all of you that are saying, I can't believe she did that. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. Are you scared? Go find out. Go call the assistant DA. If you want his contact information, email me. Find out the facts, the real facts. Because it didn't happen. And I did say something to Lark BBT, so when you sat there condemning me, you condemned me for something I did, okay? Something I did to help, but you never helped me, right? You never said a dang thing about the abuse of my children. How many of you all clamoring over there for see something, say something, ever said a thing about what was done about my kids? None. None of you. None of you. But you're on there about all this stuff about kids, but you didn't do it. In fact, the very people that were posting about it, Boondocks and the Hell to the No. L to the No is posting about it, and meanwhile, she's blackmailing me with my kids, and she's bringing my adult son's pictures. She has my minor son's pictures. They've been asked to be taken down. She made videos with headlines that said my kids didn't know how to pray, my minor kids. And how many of you stood up and said, that's not right, leave her kids alone? And when she made a video that said 4 years later, I'm still laughing at the day you got the call, your son died. Wendy, you said you cared about that only when someone brought it up to you, but you don't care, right? Because she'll put it up again, and you don't care. And you don't care about the other things she did about my kids. No, you don't. So all of you up in arms, that are hanging out in those other channels that have done that stuff to my kids, you're a bunch of hypocrites. See something, say something, only when it's about the kids of someone that you're supporting. Not all kids. Carolyn's kids don't matter. But for the record, I did say something, BBT. So while you're lying about me, keep lying. It's really sad that you can't stop. Your own people told you prior, right? You have to stop about Carolyn. You have to stop. It's every night. But you're right back on it. Right back on it. And to think I felt sorry, right? I felt sorry for you. I mean, and then boom, I just know it. It's like, you're so stupid. Me, I'm telling myself stupid. That I would even think that you'd change. You know? It's really sad. It's a sad, sad, sad situation. But I've said my piece, and there's still no news about Ethan's truck. We don't even know if it's been towed into the repair shop. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, maybe. It's a pretty sad thing, but let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Florida. Yeah, they lie about everything, and they pretend it's the truth, that it's really sad, and it's like, why can't they just go on and move on? I don't talk about them. I'm addressing this now. I'm putting my facts out. I'm putting my story out. I'm inviting everyone that you want to listen to this. Listen to her, listen to me, go down and find out the facts. Middlesex County, go look at the district court. You need any information about who prosecuted the case, email me. Find out the facts before you go around saying you're not going to darken that channel again, and I can't believe she did this, because Elizabeth, you're wrong. And I really hope you find the facts. And I hope you find the facts, Sherry with a Y, and Regina, all of you, before you just keep recanting lies. So anyway, I am going to, what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 11:40. I was going to have a craft night. I'm at the other house now. I don't know. I may be on a little later just to say hello. I'm going to finish sitting by this fire. I just want to decompress after this. I don't really ever want to go through this again. I don't want to talk about this again. I hope that this suffices, and I hope that people will see that there are facts, and you can go find them out. I never was sworn under oath for her, and I never testified, and that's not why her channel was taken down. As she's saying, that I went to court and I lied under oath, and that's why her channel was taken down. That's a lie. Go find it out. But if you just sit there and blindly believe it and start condemning me, you're just as bad. And thank you for the people that stood up for what is right. I will never forget what Voices in My Head did. All right? And anyone that has stood up for it. I mean, like, that came from the other camp. All right. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.